Hello everyone, welcome to Ilian and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Don. Don is from Surrey in England, in the UK. So let's see what Don has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello Don, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time this evening for the interview. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
So tell me, how was your day today?
Productive. I got a lot done.
Yeah? So tell me, what was the highlight of your day today?
So I had a plot that I was working on that has been tricky to navigate, and I managed to piece two parts of it together quite well.
Wow, amazing. So let's start the interview talking about your career as an author. So tell me how everything started.
So I'm currently still a caretaker in a school, and but I always was a storyteller. I loved telling stories and writing down stories, but I was never confident enough to publish them.
Right.
And like I said, caretaker of a school, I was talking to one of the teachers, a good friend of mine now, about a story I had in mind. He has authored quite a few books, and I felt that it would have been good for me to give him a story that he could work with.
Right.
So I told him the story, and he said that it's a good story, but he thinks I should write it.
Wow.
I said that, like, no, I don't write story. I'm good at the ideas, but I don't write the stories. And he said that he was like, no, you can't give someone else your story. It would be like a remake of a movie.
Interesting.
So he said they never turn out quite like the original,
Uh-huh.
and they're not what the original writer had in mind. So I was like, okay, so then my writing journey began, and that was a few years ago now.
Wow. So you mentioned that you work in a school as well, you said.
Yeah, so I'm the caretaker. So it would be like in the US, it's like the janitor of a school.
Okay.
Um, just for your US listeners. Um, so I take care of like the DIY side of things, the fixing of like something breaks, I fix it is effectively my job.
I see. Tell me where you're from, Don.
I live in Surrey. I came from London. Um, I grew up in Hackney, East
Okay.
London,
Yeah. Amazing. And why the change from London to Surrey?
for safety. I had children and I wanted them to grow up in a lot more safe environment than I grew up in.
So what was the biggest joy of growing up in London in your experience?
I think, to be honest, the my highlight to growing up was family.
Hmm.
So people like my brother was he was like a dad to me. So my highlight is having the rich sort of family environment that I had. It was we didn't have much money, but we made up for the difference in the family.
Wow. And sometimes you miss living in London or you somehow got used to a smaller place?
Say that again, sorry?
You still miss London sometimes or for you somehow you got used?
No, no, not at
No?
all. No.
Amazing. Okay, Don, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey, okay?
Sure.
But before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I'd like you to tell me something interesting about yourself or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Things that a lot of people don't know about me. I would say that I hmm, that I steal their names for my stories.
Hmm.
So typically, one of the hardest things for me as an author is to come up with unique names. So I will tend to steal people's names and then attach someone's first name with someone else's surname to come up with a character for my story. It typically doesn't have anything to do with the character of them, but
Right.
it's yeah, it works quite well to come up with a unique name.
Love that. I love the idea. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box.
Oh wow.
So I have here my best friend. Full of random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just first to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Amazing. Let's do it. Right, so before I start the interview, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about or you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
Amazing. How would you describe a perfect friendship?
Someone that you do not have to be false around.
Wow. So tell me, how did your path cross with your best friends?
Normally through common interests. So a lot of my friends are keen runners. I do a lot of running, so
Okay.
we have a similar interest.
So tell me a friend that when you're feeling the lowest, you know, this friend comes to your mind for you to share it, to open up a little bit. At the same time as well, the same friend, when you feel the happiest, you feel like, oh my God, I need to share the news with this person. There's someone comes to
Well,
your
yeah, so it shifts slightly from friends and becomes my wife. My wife is my best friend, and if I have anything that's making me feel down or sad, my wife is who will be able to get me out of that situation.
It's amazing. So tell me, how did your path cross for the very first time, you and your wife?
So me and my wife met at a Christmas work function. We both worked for the same company, and
Wow.
our boss at the time was he was very frugal with money. So rather than having multiple Christmas parties, he decided to get all the different branches and get us all together. And that's how I met my wife.
Wow. That's incredible. I'm sure it was your best Christmas part ever.
Yeah, it was the most important.
Oh, amazing. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Don, next question for you. Please tell us about your earliest memory in life.
My earliest memory. My earliest memory is probably my brother getting grounded and wasn't allowed out of the house, and he jumped out of the window so he could go out. But we lived on the fourth floor,
Oh my God.
so yeah, he was completely fine. But my earliest memory was thinking my brother had jumped out and fallen to his death out of the window, but he was fine. He went and played with his friends that day, I assume.
And when you think about your childhood memories, what's the best memory that comes to your mind?
The best memory. I would say the best memory that comes to my life, comes to my mind in my life is when I must have been about 6 or 7. I got, um, this is an old reference. I got Captain Simeon and the Space Monkeys. I got their spaceship. It was an old cartoon from when I was growing up, but I got a spaceship of theirs. And yeah, so I got that for Christmas. That's one of my highlights of my childhood.
Oh, wow.
I saw it on TV. We weren't very well off, so
Uh-huh.
I never assumed I'd be able to get it. But I woke up on Christmas morning, opened a box, and there it was. So that was one of the most exciting parts of my childhood.
When you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Don? What you like the most about being you?
My family. I get to be I get to be a part of this amazing thing that is a blessing. I I don't feel worthy of being in the unit that I call my family. My children, my wife. I I always think someday
Mhm.
they're going to realize that I'm not meant to be in this. Um, but they bring me infinite joy, no matter how hard life gets. I hear a lot of people talk about, being a parent is difficult, and it is literally the best part of my life. I Nothing I could do or be would trump being the person I am in my family.
That's amazing. I love that. I think it's amazing. I think in the end of the day, it's always down to our family. You know what I mean? That's where you find the comfort, where you find the real
Yeah.
connection. Great. Next question. Let's do it. Yes, you can always dance with me. Right. So before the next question, of course, I was checking your profile a little bit and I could see your book called Naughty List. Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about it.
So Naughty List is a festive horror story. So um, most of my story, all my stories are horror currently. But the Naughty List is I like to play with um, an emotional horror to make people feel something rather than just scared. I like emotional horror, and so Naughty List is basically you've heard of Elf on a Shelf.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
I,
So I never liked them. I always thought they were quite a creepy concept.
okay.
So the story stems from Elf on a Shelf, and it is about a little girl called Megan who gets a elf at Christmas, and she's not too sure of it either. She doesn't like it too much, and her that Christmas is probably the worst one she'll ever have. Is where I'll leave it.
And that was the big inspiration for you for the book?
My inspiration was that I don't like the elf on a shelf, and I thought it's quite a an odd concept that a stranger comes into your house and then
Uh-huh.
judges you on your behavior and then reports it back to someone else who will determine whether you have a good Christmas or not. It seems a bit of a
Interesting.
weird concept, and I thought that if the elf had ulterior motives, because they're typically naughty anyway, these elves. Um, but this one is quite aggressively naughty.
I see. All right. Next question for you is what makes you very sentimental?
Very sentimental.
Yeah.
Um, my son, he is non-verbal autistic, so he can speak, but he doesn't hold conversations. He's 7,
Okay.
and well, 6, but he's going to be 7. But he doesn't speak much. So what's really sentimental to me is when he makes the effort to say things to me. So sometimes he'll just come over and go, "Love you,"
Oh,
and because we've waited so long for him to speak, anything he says is amazing. So sentimental to me is my children showing their love and gratitude for what they receive from me and my wife.
wow. Do you cry easily?
No. Um, I grew up in a home where crying was weakness.
Okay.
I don't recommend it for anyone, and my children are free to cry if they're sad, but unfortunately for me, it is a situation that has stuck. So I don't, yeah, I don't cry easy. I think it's the easiest way to say it.
I see. And what's the biggest joy of being a dad?
The biggest joy of being a dad is watching your children become better than you.
Wow, love that. It's amazing. All right.
Which I don't think is hard for them because they're awesome.
Next question, Don. Let's do it. Okay, next question is, what was your favorite part about school?
I loathed school. It was one of the least valuable things that I ever did for myself. Um, I I have learned significantly more since leaving school than I learned in school. However, I see the beauty of school for the right people. My daughter in school is doing incredible. She learns so much and she loves it. But for me, it wasn't fantastic. The best part of school was working out how to get out of school.
Wow. And who was your favorite teacher? Do you remember?
Mr. Martin, Herr Martin, he was my German teacher,
Hmm.
and he told us we were allowed to insult each other and talk out in class and be rude, provided it was in German.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Could you
So
manage to do
we,
that?
yeah, so we went home and we learned as many insults and rude things to say to each other in German, but we were learning German in order to do it. But if you got it wrong and you got the phrase wrong, you would have detention.
Ooh. Did you ever got one or not?
Yes, I always got it wrong. Uh, but but I tried. But there was a lot of mother insults because that was quite an easy one. So we would insult each other's mums, and then if you got it wrong, you said the wrong like you said the wrong masculine or feminine link to it, detention. So you have to make sure you were perfect with it.
Wow. And for you, your all your childhood you spent in Hackney, East London.
Yeah. Well, no, I was in Hackney, then I moved to somewhere called Isleworth, which is in Middlesex.
Okay,
So a chunk of my teen years were in Middlesex.
I see. And you still have family relatives in London or not?
No, no. So all my family,
Hmm.
apart from immediate family, are in Scotland. So my parents came down for a better life in England.
Hmm.
But most of my cousins and like uncles and things are in Scotland, which I don't really go to very often.
I see. Very good. Next question. Let's do it. All right. The next question for you is, what should you do? Sorry. What would you do if time were frozen for 24 hours?
24 hours. I think I would. So, sorry, can I dig into the question a little? So,
Of
when you say
course.
frozen, is everyone else still, or is just we get an extra 24 hours
Good question. The way I see the question is if time would frozen, like literally everything stopped for 24 hours.
and everyone else stopped as well?
Yeah.
I, if time froze for 24 hours, oh, I think, yeah, I think I would go out for the longest run I could because it wouldn't disturb anyone else. No one else would be waiting for me to get home. No one would be waiting for, me before dinner can start. I could go out and just have like the longest run, which would be fun.
So tell me about your running. Do you run? Do you have like a group that you run sometimes? How does it work for you?
So I've got a group of friends that we all run. We
Hmm.
met through Park Run. It's predominantly in England, but
Okay.
have you heard of Park Run before?
For what?
Park Run?
No.
Okay, so Park Run is a completely free event. I guarantee if you're in the UK, you'll be within 5 miles of one. Every Saturday, so tomorrow morning for me, um, at 9 o'clock, there'll be a run where multiple hundreds of people at the run meet up and they do 5 kilometers. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a real arranged event. It's full of volunteers. You've got marshals, you've got timekeepers, but it's completely free, and you can find these events all over the UK,
That's
um,
amazing.
and Europe, but predominantly the UK. But I met a lot of my friends at Parkrun, and we go out running most weeks and then we go
Mhm.
to events and do bigger runs all together. But yeah, Park Run, for any of you listeners, look it up on the internet. It's worth checking it out.
I like the idea. I never thought about. I mean, I've been running the park sometimes, summertime. I'll during the COVID as well. I was running a lot outdoors actually, but I never heard about it. It's amazing. It's good to know that. Wow.
Yeah, so my local one has around 800 people that meet up
Oh,
every Yeah, we meet up every Saturday and we all run together. It's a real community vibe and good energy for everyone.
it's great. Thanks for the tip. I like that. Amazing. 3 questions left. Let's do it. Right. So before the next question, let's go back to your book, Naughty List. So tell me, since you start writing until you got it ready in your hands, how long did it take? And also, the second part of the question is, what was the most, let's say, challenging part for you to put all together?
So it took me about 3 months. It's only a novella, so it's a shorter book.
Okay.
It took me about 3 months, and I have a team of people that will read earlier manuscripts
Hmm.
and help me work out what to not put in and what to add, that kind of thing. So I have like a team of people that help me. I'm quite a descriptive writer, so a lot of my books are very they are designed to make you feel something rather than read something. There should be emotion attached. But they help me with the flow of the storyline. Um,
Okay.
so it took me about 3 months. The most challenging part of putting it all together was making it short.
Okay.
So typically I overstretch most of my stories. So my stories, if it's going to be 120 pages, it will be 300 pages, and then I need to go through and see what isn't valuable to remove from it. And
I see.
sometimes you've spent days writing a few pages that you will remove later,
Wow.
and they'll never be read by anyone apart from yourself because they just don't need to be in there. So the hardest part of writing a book is making it shorter.
I see. The camera a
Ex-
little bit.
ex-
Not the camera.
ex-
Yeah, it's okay. Okay. Next question is, what scares you the most about your future?
Um, Hell, I I worry that something that I can't control
Hmm.
will will take my health. So I live relatively healthily. I exercise. I have got vices, so I do indulge in, sweet food sometimes. I have a
Me
drink
too.
sometimes. Um, but my concern is that no matter how careful I am, something will someday, out of my control, make me poorly. And then I won't be there for these wonderful people that I call my family.
Oh. Aging for you is something that bothers you, or you just see as a matter of life?
Age, not so much. Health, yes. So I think that we live in a beautiful time where, like, even 60, 70 years old, you can still live a good life and be active and healthy. So age doesn't bother me, but
Mhm.
health does.
And what's the meaning of life for you when you think about life?
Um, the meaning of life is to leave the world slightly better than you found it.
Good point. Two questions
So,
left. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Sorry.
for me, if I can teach my children to be better people than I am, then the world will be full of slightly better people.
Totally. Two questions left. Let's do it. All right. The next question is, what do you like to cook the most?
I've only got a handful of things that I cook. My
Uh-huh.
wife is definitely the chef of the family, um, but mine is a authentic butter chicken,
Mm-hmm.
which I make. I got a recipe off of an old customer that I had of mine, and she gave me an authentic Indian recipe for butter chicken, and I cook that quite well. And probably the lasagna. I do like a lasagna. Um, but other than that, my wife is definitely better than me at every other dish on the planet.
What's something that you don't like to eat or you can't eat for some
I,
reason?
do, I don't like rocket the salad. Don't like it. I don't understand why it exists. Um, and I'm not a big fan of coconut.
Interesting. Oh, wow. How about the coconut water? Do you like or not?
No, no, I don't. Yeah, it's not. I'm not really a fan. I've only recently started enjoying things like Thai curries and things that are coconut heavy, but yeah, I was never a fan of coconut.
As you said that you have a sweet tooth, tell me what's your favorite cake or sweet, or what's something that for you is like danger sometimes.
Oh, I like cannoli.
Uh-huh.
So, like a pistachio cannoli is definitely up there with everything. I like pastries, like croissants that are like almond filled, like a sugary almond filled croissant. So yeah, those are my kryptonite. Yeah.
The way you described, I can feel your face, how much you enjoy it. Tell me something. Tell me one food that could eat for the rest of your life.
Food I could eat for the rest of my
Every
my wife's macaroni cheese I could have every day and not get bored of it.
Wow, nice one.
It is the best that I've ever tasted.
Wow. Last question. Ready?
Yep.
Do it. Last one. Right, but for the last question, of course, in your profile says there, author of Dark Tales and Twists Fates. Yeah.
Yes.
When people read your books, when people what's something that you like people to take with them? There's like a message behind. There's something that you want people to somehow connect with the book. What's the idea behind about it?
I think that being scared is a very important part of being a person. I
Mm-hmm.
think that we have evolved to have no natural predators,
Mm-hmm.
to not have anything really to be fearful of,
Right.
apart from um, sort of being torn down by other humans, like feeling unvalued is a fear for a lot of people. But typically, we haven't got the true fears of being hunted. That doesn't tend to register with most people. So my books are an opportunity to someone for someone to be scared of something
Uh-huh.
that that could be hunting you, but when they close the book, they know that it was just the ramblings of a crazy Englishman who thought it would be a good idea to write a scary story. So I think
Wow.
it's important to be scared, but I also think it's important to know that the scare comes from fiction
Wow.
because then you can put it away and you don't have to think about it. Now, I hope people do think about it afterwards and reread or decide to read something else. But I think the thrill of a bit of fear is a very important thing for people.
Who is your favorite author? Do you have one like that's you always been inspired by?
Typically, I would say Stephen King because he is the king of horror. He's the master of my genre, and if I occasionally get compared to him in reviews and things,
Interesting.
but I would respectfully decline the compliment because he's by far my superior with writing. But I think Stephen King, Dean Koontz, Christopher Pike, classic horror authors, that they're my inspiration.
Tell me their names. So it says Steve King, the other one,
Dean Koontz, which
and
is and probably Christopher Pike. Now, Christopher Pike was a horror author I read a lot of when I was younger,
okay,
but I've recently been talking to him a lot through email.
okay.
So it's quite humbling to speak to someone that I used to read their books and now I can talk to him in a conversation. But
Wow.
yeah, so incredible author, definitely worth checking out.
Right. Three of them, they're still here with us or not?
Yeah, so all of them are still alive, yeah.
Okay. So one day you're gonna wake up in the morning having three missed calls on your phone from the three you just mentioned right now. Which one you're gonna call back straight away? Which one you're gonna send a message? I'll call you back later. And the third one, you don't call back, just ignore them for now.
Ouch, that is harsh.
That's horror.
Um,
That's horror.
that is horrible. Yeah. I would call Christopher Pike because he is the oldest of the three, and I may not get the opportunity to talk to him again.
Okay.
Then I would send a message to Stephen King saying, I'll call you back later. And then Dean Koontz will have to be, unfortunately, I don't get round to calling you.
Oops. Okay. They're watching this interview, three of them. Okay, just let you know. All right. You
That's
can
it.
blame. You can blame me.
Hopefully that hopefully they don't see this.
Too late. I said it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Last question is good question. What does love mean to you?
Love means realizing that someone else's happiness and well-being is more important than your own.
Wow. Do you believe that happiness is a choice?
I believe that we can make ourselves happy. I also understand that there are chemical restrictions to happiness. So some people will feel sad and depressed, even though everything else in their life is perfect. But I think typically for a regular person, if you look for the beauty and happiness in life, you will feel happy.
Wow. Right, so then yet, let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to say some words, just tell one word that comes to your mind, quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with money.
Problems.
Fear.
Money.
Life.
Family.
Love.
My wife.
One word for family.
Unit.
Religion.
Happiness.
Politics.
Troublesome.
One word for sex.
Love making. with an
Friendship.
apostrophe.
I like that. Friendship.
Joy,
Desire.
intimacy,
Regret.
loss,
Success.
family,
Wish.
pointless,
Happiness.
family.
I knew to say that. I knew it. One word for London.
Wet,
One word for Surrey.
green,
England. One word.
united,
One word for author.
creative,
One word for horror. Horror books or dark tales.
zest,
Hmm. And the last one now. One word for your book. A naughty list. One word for it.
um, hamster, but you'll have to read it to find out why.
I see. Okay, I like it. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your wife for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Dawn in one positive and one negative word only. What she would say about you?
It would be the same word for both, and it would be thorough.
Hmm, interesting. Okay,
It plays both positively and negatively because there's some things I need to get just right before, and we should just get on with it. And
right.
then the positive is everything's quite thorough.
She knows you very well, so she knows what she's talking about, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's play now Dawn and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before asking the question, tell me, are you writing a new book right now? Do you have anything planned? How does work? How it's working now? Your career as an author.
So I am currently working on a new story.
Mhm.
It is going to be a slightly different type of book.
Okay.
Um, it's very exciting for me because I'm exploring a different sub-genre to what I normally go for, and it's
Okay.
difficult because I have to think outside the box. But yes, I'm working on something, and people will be able to see it pretty soon.
Amazing. All right, Dawn, you can ask me a question now.
If you could have dinner with any person, alive or deceased, who would it be?
Great question. And at the same time, very difficult because I admire so many people. Like there's so many people that I would love to sit down with them to have a meal or to have a moment or to ask a question or to be here on the show. There's so many people that I would love to, somehow um, feel their wisdom or, their knowledge or something unique about them. I'd love to have a meal with them. But for some reason, the first person that came to my mind when you start um, formulate saying about the question was Princess Diana. Actually,
Oh
I'd
wow,
love I'd love to have a meal with her. It's would be amazing to sit down with her, like outside of the spotlight, just to have like understanding, just a genuine chat with someone who it was the spotlight since when she got into the royal family or in all her life story that everyone knows. I'd love to sit down with her and just to have like a random conversation without anything like that. Maybe she already talked about it. I would be just interested in herself to see. For example, I'd love to have her on the show. Imagine asking her random questions, doing like association game, like the word association. It would be amazing to see someone like her that she was, in the spotlight, like always, and to see something different about her answering random questions. Imagine asking her about maybe her favorite teacher or something very random. It would be lovely to see that. So yeah, I think I would go for her now. I think I would love to
amazing!
see that with her. Yeah, Princess Diana for sure.
I love that. I love that.
Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. You're a beautiful person with a
Oh,
beautiful energy, and I think that anyone that gets the opportunity to talk to you is better off for having it.
oh, thank you so much, Don. Thanks for taking the time for the interview. I know we are so busy with our own lives, and when someone take their time for us, it's precious. So I appreciate your time. Appreciate you to make time for the interview, and I love to see your connection with your family, your kids, and it's amazing. Through the interview, I could see how much the word family means to you, and I think it's visible, and I think it's amazing to see that. So great, thanks for bringing this positive vibe as well regarding the love that you have for your family. Great, I love that. That was the highlight for me of the interview for sure, besides your
Thank you,
horror
William.
stories. Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I think everyone needs to take a moment and appreciate the things that you have
Mm-hmm.
over the things that you want, because a lot of people are blind to the things they already have because of looking too far ahead.
Wow.
But I think when you genuinely look at the people you care about and the things that you've worked hard for already, you'll get a lot of joy knowing that you've accomplished so much.
Totally agree with you. My mom, I was a teenager, I think, as a child, my mom told me once, write down things that you have, like things that you appreciate to have, and after that, you're never gonna complain about anything about life or anything that you don't have, because we have so much, sometimes we forget about it. So I never forget that. Never. When she told me that, I was like, oh my God, it makes so sense now. And so yeah, I get your point. Good message.
Exactly the same thing.
Amazing.
Sure thing. Thank you very much, William. It was a
Thanks so
pleasure to
much.
talk to you.
Regards to your wife, to your kids, and your friends. Keep in touch, okay? It was a pleasure to have you on the show, okay? Have a good night.
Will do.
Take care. Bye bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.